The 76ers must do three things this offseason in order to get back on track and become a playoff team again next season. Today, we'll talk about what those three things are, how they should approach them, but most importantly, will they actually do them? I'll tell you what, if they don't, the future will look very bleak. We'll get into all of it and more, but welcome in to Philly Take with RB. I'm RB. Do me a favor, like this video, go down below, subscribe to the channel, and hit that noti bell. Don't miss any of the content because it never, ever stops. We are doing a handful of NBA playoff live streams right now. We will do our NBA draft lottery stream on May 12th. Be sure to set your reminders for that. And of course, we will get into our draft coverage, our draft videos, and all that very soon once we find out where the Sixers will pick, if they will pick in the first round. But let's start it off today by talking about the number one issue. And this doesn't just go for the Sixers. This is at the forefront of the NBA. It is injuries and health. All right. And we started with a visual representation of just how bad the Sixers were hit this year. This is obvious, but step number one this offseason is to get everybody healthy. Daryl Morey came out and pretty much confirmed they are going to keep the core, the nucleus together. They have to play games. A lot of teams were hit by injuries this year. And even the last couple of years, the playoffs have been watered down because of injuries. And if we look at the most games started this year by a Sixer, it was Kelly Oubre Jr. with 57. And I'll be honest, I can't even remember the last time I saw Oubre on the floor. That's how long ago it was. It feels like an eternity. Most games played by a Sixer this season was Ricky Council with 73, Yabusele with 70, but he only started 43. So just no chemistry, no continuity. You have to get guys healthy. But in that aspect, I actually have some good news for you, okay? Here's Kawhi Leonard last night. If you watched the Clippers and Nuggets series game 2, I mean, right now it's immaculate hoops. I mean, they're playing some great games, right? But if you went back and you watched my playoff preview vid, I said that there's only one guy on the Clippers that can take them where they want to go and can give them a deep playoff run, and that is Kawhi Leonard. Ladies and gentlemen, last night was the first time that it was very reminiscent of Kawhi Game 4 against the Sixers back in 2019, seeing the way he was dicing them up. I mean, Kawhi, if he stays healthy like this and can continue to play like this, then the Clippers can be scary. But it is because of solely Kawhi Leonard and what he's able to do to put that team on his back. So Kawhi was very healthy. He looked very good. But where's the good news at? Well, the doctor that operated on Joel Embiid is the same doctor that worked on Kawhi Leonard. Dr. Jonathan Glasshow, who worked on Joel Embiid, did the arthroscopic procedure, is the guy that is handling this going forward. So the hope is that whatever this guy did to Kawhi Leonard to get him back to where he's at right now, because again, keep in mind, they told Kawhi Leonard that he's going to have a consistent lingering issue for the rest of his career. But when Kawhi is playing healthy and he's at his peak, he could be one of the greatest players in the world, just like Joel Embiid. So let's hope that he can work that same magic on Joel Embiid, get him healthy, get everybody else on this team healthy, ready to go, and back in action for next season. It's hard to believe at this point, but based on the Sixers strategy, it's what they have to do. It's what they have to do. So Sixers need to get healthy in every forefront. They need everybody ready to go, ready to play 60, 70, 80 games. We'll see what they do. Now, the second one is very interesting, and I know a lot of people are going to like it, because I've tried to tell you guys this for the last 2 months, but it is finally official. We will get into that in just 1 second, but I got to take a break and let you know that this one is brought to you by Mando. Shout out to our great sponsor over at Mando. Ladies and gentlemen, the Sixers might have stunk up the joint this year, but you don't have to. Look, it's getting hot out, right? Springtime, summertime. You don't want to be that guy, right? Sweating all over the place, smelling bad. You got to go cop yourself some Mando. Look, you want to be the Mando? You got to go cop some Mando, man. Mando's a whole body deodorant created by a great doctor who saw how body odor was being misdiagnosed, and they came up with what is right now America's #1 whole body deodorant formula, and you got to check it out. You can get it anywhere, but I recommend going to Mando.com, shopmando.com, and getting the Mando starter pack. Comes with a solid stick deodorant, comes with a cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of choice like mini body wash and deodorant wipes, and free shipping. And if you use the code PhillyTake5, you can get $5 off of that starter pack at shopmando.com. It is the best deodorant that I've ever used. My two personal favorites are the Mount Fuji type and the bourbon leather. Love the spray deodorant too. You can just spray yourself a couple times on the go. And if you're someone who sweats a lot like myself, this is perfect for you, as it is clinically proven to block odor all day. So go check it out. Shopmando.com. Use the code PhillyTake5 and get $5 off of the starter pack over on shopmando.com. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get back into it. The number two thing that the Sixers have to do, and it's not completely in their possession right now, I mean, they're hoping, they're praying, is a draft pick. Okay, here it is officially finalized. The Sixers have the fifth best odds of getting into the lottery. All right, they put this out. Sixers are 42.1% of getting a top four pick. They are 63.9% in terms of probability of getting that top six pick and keeping it. And they are 10.5% right now to land the number one overall pick. They have a 10.5% chance of landing this guy right here. Look, I've been telling you guys this for months now. Cooper Flagg has officially declared for the 2025 draft. A lot of people said, RB, he's going back to Duke. He lost in dramatic fashion. He needs to win. Ladies and gentlemen, he's already going to win. As a potential or pretty much an already set in stone number one overall pick, you don't say no. You don't go back to college, right? Because then you're not only setting back your rookie contract, but a potential max if you get there, super max, whatever. Cooper Flagg is going to the NBA. He is about to make millions. He's about to set up his family for life. And the Sixers have a 10.5% chance of getting Cooper Flagg. So all hail Coop. Sixers need to hope and pray not only that they get in the top six, if they could land the number one pick, could you imagine plugging this guy in around Joel Embiid, Paul George, Tyrese Maxey, Jared McCain? Oh, it would change everything. And ladies and gentlemen, Nick Nurse talked at the exit presser after the last game of the season. What did he say? He said the game's getting faster. We need to be a little bigger, longer, stronger, more athletic. Cooper Flagg checks all the boxes. What did Daryl Morey say? He said they invested too much in vets with playoff experience and didn't think enough about getting to the playoffs. Says the Sixers will definitely be younger next season. So the second thing is that they have to get this draft pick. They need to get a dynamic young player who's not going to be a project, not another Jaden Springer who's going to sit there for 4 years and do nothing. They need an impact player from day one that they can plug in the lineup who's going to be ready to go. Hopefully that player is Cooper Flagg, but if not, Ace Bailey, Dylan Harper, VJ Edgecombe. There's a lot of guys. Common Malowatch, right? You got Derek Queen. A lot of players, which we will talk about, but they have to hit this right. Daryl Morey's done a great job in the draft. He needs to hit on this pick, and they have to get it. So that's number two. But number three, and the final thing that the Sixers have to do, is they have to prioritize finding a way to keep Quentin Grimes and Gershon Yabusele. Here is what the Sixers cap table will look like next season. They have decisions to make, right, with some of these young guys, Lonnie Walker, Jared Butler, Justin Edwards, all on team options. But keep in mind, Eric Gordon, $3.5 million player option. Yes, he's going to accept that. He's not getting money anywhere else. Andre Drummond, $5 million player option. He already said he's going to opt into that most likely and come back to Philly for a revenge tour. Kind of wish he wouldn't, but he probably will. Now, again, you can trade these guys, but things get complicated. Then you have Kelly Oubre at an $8.3 million player option. What will he do there? Can Kelly go get more money elsewhere? And I think Kelly is factored into this equation, right? You got your top three here at the hierarchy, but you have to build out the core. And Daryl Morey said they need to get younger. So as it relates to Quentin Grimes, Keith Smith over at Spot Track, which we were just looking at, projects Quentin Grimes at 4 years, $100 million. Now, I'm going to disagree with Keith. I don't see Grimes getting $25 million a year. If he does, that is a hefty number. And, you know, obviously I feel bad for Grimes and Yabu in a way, because at the end of the season, the Sixers tanked and their value went down because, you know, they were put in a bad spot and they didn't look as good. But at the same time, that's probably a good thing for the Sixers as well. So when you look at a 24-year-old like Grimes, who showed a lot of potential, had a lot of flashes there, but also had a couple bad weeks to end the season, I think he projects out at more of a $16 to $18 million guy. I think that's where the Sixers will probably hold firm. But, you know, there's a team like the Brooklyn Nets, as he says here, only Brooklyn has the cap space to max Grimes out. And if they go that direction, even though that's not where they're looking, it's hard to see another team coming in with an offer. So again, when we look at Grimes, he has restricted free agent rights. So the Sixers can match any offer that is made to Quentin Grimes. But let's say the Nets go 4 years, $100 million. Do the Sixers want to match that? I don't know. I don't know if they would do that. Now, Adam Aronson adds some more context here on Philly Sports Voice, and he says that Grimes is a restricted free agent. No team inks a player to an offer sheet without having a genuine belief it could go unmatched. Just about every team outside of Brooklyn cannot offer Grimes more than 4 years and $60 million, while the Sixers would surely prefer to have Grimes on a deal with an average annual value closer to 10 than 15. So I think that's a little bit cheap for Grimes. I think it'll be around 16, 18 million. But then the other thing comes with Gershon Yabusele. He says a perfect world for the Sixers is Yabu being re-signed at a price not exceeding 2 years and 11.6 per year. That is the taxpayer mid-level exception, which is the ideal way to signing Yabu. But based on what he showed early in the season, is Yabu going to be around 14, 15 million, right? Because if so, then it's going to be a lot harder to sign him. And I do think his value kind of tanked in the second half of the season. Keep in mind, he was a big name for a trade target at the deadline, but the Sixers made it a priority not to trade him because they want to bring him back, right? Great story and all that, but he also fulfills a team need. So when I look at the Sixers roster, if it comes down to Oubre, Grimes, and Yabu, and they can only keep two of them, I think I'm leaning towards Grimes and Yabu at this point. I like Kelly Oubre a lot, same age as Yabusele, but Yabu shoots the three ball better. He fits a position of need at the four. And to be quite fair, with as good as Yabu played this season, I still don't think they used him at optimal value because he wasn't playing around Joel and PG and Maxey. I think he'd look even better. He was able to rebound the ball, check the box that we weren't sure of, shot the ball well, can play some backup five, could even be a starting five if Embiid goes down again. So, look, as much as I like Kelly Oubre, and I think he's a better defender, especially on the perimeter, brings that energy, that swagger, I just think Yabu is very valuable. And in this new era of CBA and these big contracts, you have to hit on these gems. You have to find these types of guys. Give me all your thoughts on this stuff down below. What is one or two things that you want the Sixers to prioritize this season? What should they be looking to do? Give me your thoughts down below. And as always, appreciate everybody for tapping in. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you all on the next one. Peace.